This video, produced by Warren County Telecom, will explain the anatomy of the Motorola XTS5000 Portable Radio. First, some basic radio care. Don't pound or drop your radio. While it is ruggedized, this can still affect sound quality and performance of your radio. Do not poke the vents or microphone, as this can create leak paths for moisture and damage audio quality. Pens, toothpicks, or needles are not appropriate tools to clean the microphone. If submerged in water, remove the battery immediately and shake both pieces to release any trapped water. Avoid excess liquids, corrosives, solvents, and spirits, as they can damage your hardware. Also, if soiled, wipe your radio with a damp cloth, not letting excess liquid be entrapped near connectors, controls, or crevices. Then dry with a soft, lint-free cloth. Let's talk about some battery care. Notice: a dysfunctional battery is like a gun with no bullets. Treat your portable radio like the first line of defense it is, for the sake of your safety. Battery connectors need to stay dry and clean, so if they are wet, do not connect them to your radio. This could cause a short circuit. Clean battery contacts with lint-free cloth to remove dirt or grease. Your radio uses a smart lithium-ion battery, which lasts approximately 10 hours before needing a full charge. But realize high levels of transmission will reduce your battery life. To detach the battery, flip the radio upside down to reveal this button. Holding the battery in one hand and the radio in the other, press the button and pull the pieces away from each other, hinging at the top. To attach the battery, recess it inside the radio at the top and hinge toward each other until the button on the bottom latches. For a complete tutorial on battery care, check out our video on youtube.com/Warren County Telecom. Do not use a different battery or antenna on your radio. This reduces tower coverage and can damage your equipment. Never use a short antenna directly onto your portable radio. Let's move on to the accessory cover. Using a flat-headed screwdriver, pry up the cover from the bottom while holding on to the cover with your thumb. This will keep it from flying away from you. The cover protects important metal contacts that can be connected to accessories such as a shoulder-mounted microphone. Using this cover gives you one less piece of your radio to keep clean. To reattach the accessory cover, first hook it at the top and smooth down with your thumb. You should feel it clasp into place. On to the power switch and volume control. Much like your car radio or a stereo, the power knob also controls the volume. To turn on the radio, turn this knob clockwise. Your display should show self-test for a brief second, then go to the talk group you're sitting on. Once your radio is on, turning this knob clockwise will increase the volume of your speaker, and counterclockwise will decrease the volume. Adjacent to the power knob is the channel selector knob. This navigates you through the talk groups within your zones. Depending on the way your radio is programmed, you will have 1 to 16 talk groups per zone relevant to your agency. In some cases, 1 and 16 are the same talk group. Keypad lock is a feature that ensures you don't activate a button or transmit when you don't mean to. This is controlled by the concentric switch at the base of your channel selector knob. Switch it to the open circle to activate your keypad lock. By making this a hard switch, you don't have to reset your keypad lock each time you turn on your radio. Emergency button. The orange emergency button should be pressed if you feel you are in a serious emergency. Audible and visual alarms hit all the dispatch consoles, letting them know you're in distress. The emergency button is a very important feature of your radio, so an entire training video has been dedicated to this function. Check it out on our website. The microphone. Contrary to popular belief, the microphone is actually a tiny hole located next to the logo. Do not cover this hole with labels and keep it clean with a bottle of compressed air or a soft toothbrush, but remember, no sharp objects. Navigating through your zones. Common talk groups are stored in a zone within your radio. Each radio can have multiple zones, just like a file folder system in an office. Use the zone up and zone down soft keys to navigate through your zones and become familiar. Speaking of the soft keys, let's walk through the buttons below your display. Soft keys associate with whatever displayed word is directly above them. The home button will take you to your everyday talk group and also closes out of a programming session such as your scan program. The four-way navigation has many functions. The left and right buttons can either change the soft key options on your display or navigate zones when in the scan program mode. The up-down button will adjust your programmable date and clock or navigate the talk groups when in scan program mode. Editing the clock and date. The first step is to arrow right and select clock. Next, press the button below Edit. The first editable item should start blinking. Use the up and down arrows to adjust each blinking item. Right arrow to access the next editable item, and use the up and down arrows. Right arrow through each editable item and adjust using the up-down arrows until your clock is formatted to your liking. The radio will even let you choose how to format the date. Use the up and down arrows to set the digits, then right arrow to the next. Press Save to finish editing. Let's continue down the side of your radio with the purple Site Search button. This is to be used when on the MARCS, Hamilton County, or Butler County systems. To put it simply, it searches for a tower site to get you the best connection. A simple analogy would be like using your computer to find the best wireless network. In a sense, it wakes up your radio if it doesn't seem to be working correctly. The Push to Talk button is the next and largest button on the side of your radio. First, turn to the talk group on which you want to transmit. It will appear on your display. Next, listen for ongoing traffic and ensure open air before pressing the Push to Talk button. If your channel is clear, press and hold the button and wait for the talk permit tone. The talk permit tone is not routinely programmed into law radios. With the situations you are often in, it is not safe for a perpetrator to hear you on the other side of a wall or know you're in communications with other officers, so we have done this for your safety. Once you are keyed up, put the radio to your cheek and talk clearly across the microphone. If you hear a busy honk signal, wait for a callback tone, then press the Push to Talk button before the tone stops. This is the radio's way of holding the line for you for a few seconds. Once you are done speaking, release the Push to Talk button to listen for responding personnel. Remember to take a breath or count to 2 before speaking, as the system takes a little time to select a channel, assign it to you, and send your voice over the system. Speaking too quickly will chop off the first few words of your transmission. The first button below the purple button is Nuisance Delete. Imagine you're following an incident, and there are 3 relevant talk groups from within your scan list. The rest of the talk groups in your scan list are a nuisance to your ear. The solution for this is Nuisance Delete. When a nuisance talk group becomes active, click your Nuisance Delete button, and it will remove them from your current scanning session. Repeat the Nuisance Delete every time an unwanted talk group becomes active until you're only down to the 3 relevant talk groups. To reset your scan list to include all talk groups, simply change any function on your radio or power off then back on. You can't nuisance delete PD Prime 1 because it is your priority 2 talk group with the Z in the period. And that leads us into the scanning function. The scan button is located just above the Push to Talk button. This can activate your scan and also activate your scan program function.
Flag down at Lowe's, be out on a lockout.
7-9, Silver, Pricer Station on Dove, Cincinnati.
Medic 76 on the scene, 11-1. 92 traffic stop.
Priority number 1 is given to the talk group you are sitting on, controlled by the channel knob. So if this talk group and another queue up at the same time, your radio will choose your priority 1 talk group. Priority number 2 is chosen during the programming mode by hitting the select button twice. Let's walk through this now. First, hold down the scan button until a blinking box appears in your display. This lets you know that your radio is now in programming mode. Second, you see that there are 3 words on the display: SEL, DEL, and RCL. These all associate with the white key directly below them and stand for select, delete, and recall. Recall allows you to do a quick review of all the talk groups currently in your scan list. To add a talk group to your scan list, turn to it as you normally would and press the SEL button for select. You can see that when you do this, a Z appears on the screen letting you know your radio has added it to the scan list. If you want to delete a talk group from your scan list, press the DEL button and the Z will disappear. You may be wondering how to navigate to your talk groups and zones since the zone up and zone down buttons aren't available. Use the 4-way navigation buttons. You can see above the left and right buttons scroll through the zones, and the up and down buttons scroll through the talk groups. Continue selecting and deleting different talk groups until your preferred talk groups are programmed. Remember, you have a limit of 15. And priority number 2 is selected when you hit select twice with the Z and the period. Exit program mode by holding down your home key until the blinking box disappears. Don't worry about the alpha page button as it is not used for anything. We have reviewed the XTS5000 Portable Radio from head to toe. Hopefully this helps you if you're a newcomer to the radio system or just needed a refresher. This training video has been brought to you by the Warren County Telecommunications Department. For further help, please contact Telecom's Help System by emailing help@wcoh.net or call us at 513-695-HELP. You will choose option 5 for radio systems or option 3 for the training specialist.